have a great show, guys.
Thank you so much for all you do.
You are welcome. You look fantastic. Fabulous.
I know. Doesn't everybody need one of her?
John, pull the shirts out.
Yep.
Yep, tight. There you go.
Yeah, you need to work out a little bit. Popping out here.
No, I wasn't saying that. I was talking about the wrinkles. So.
Could use a little aerobics. Sure.
God, there's a penny in there too. There's pennies out there. Did you throw pennies around one day or something?
No, you use them to tighten all the cameras and stuff. Yep. You're cool.
Is what does this need to look like to be on?
Blue.
Is it on? Looks like it's on.
Let's see, is it blue?
Yeah.
Let me hear you real quick. I'll say your hello, hello. Hey.
Hello, hello, hey.
Hey, how are you?
Hey.
Except
T's for
mine is
horses.
hot and yours is cool. Hey. You should be a little louder. Go ahead.
Hello, hello, hello.
Hi, hi, hi. Hey, how you doing? Hey now, Hank Kingsley.
Hay's for horses.
There we're talking a little bit about something great. Hey now. Oh, Fusion, look at that. We're highlighting Fusion.
Oh, good one.
Yeah. Uh-huh. Replays are good. You want to recycle. We don't want to kill the planet. Bunch of hippies. Okay.
I put in Michael's his questions that he submitted.
Now, when they're saying worsened with breathing, it's that it just hurt that area to take breaths. Yep.
Can you mute her?
Kim, you're on.
I don't have
Okay.
any permission.
Okay.
You have permission, you can mute her.
He can leave work, whatever.
You got her. It's interesting how we can see her shadow. How does she pull that off?
She's probably like too far back.
Oh.
Maybe. I don't know. Where's this going to happen? How much time we got there, buddy?
3 minutes.
So do you want space, cyber towns?
This is going to be interesting because I am not going to know where to look. Can I turn this a little? Legos. There's some Legos here too. Looks like a Lego. Our first guest is Melissa. Does she know what she's doing? Should I tell her?
Sure. That would be good.
Okay, we're gonna start the show in like 3 minutes, but as soon as she's done with you, just sit down on the couch and then we're just gonna talk for like 10-15 minutes and then we're gonna introduce you and then you come up.
That sounds good.
And I need a chair. Where do they pull the chairs from? We need a chair for her.
How long do we got?
3 minutes, 2 minutes.
borrow a chair?
I don't know which camera you're gonna be on. Is it gonna be lit up? Or am I just gonna have to?
Alley lights aren't on.
So I'm just gonna, because I'm not gonna know where to. We only got 2 cameras. Oh, we got 3. We got 1, 2, and 3. I feel out of practice.
Do ya? You want to bring it on in? Our mics are on. We're ready to go. You ready to do this?
Yeah, Kim says we can hear you, Tracy.
Uh-huh. So we are gonna go ahead and start. You're live.
Oh, I'm over here now.
Yeah.
Hey, everybody. So welcome to the Connect Show with Jon and Tracy. We join you each week to celebrate small business ownership and provide you the resources you need to be successful.
We'd like to support you in your journey. And on Fridays, we have a networking event. And it's called the Epic Networking Event. It's every 10 a.m. on Friday mornings. And it's really become more of a great way to connect with small business owners. And we talk a lot about just developing business, and it's really becoming a fun little mastermind that we're doing.
And if you're here right now, please like and subscribe if you're listening on the podcast, LinkedIn, YouTube, or the Facebooks, or reach out to us at the ideas@theconnectshow.com. If you'd like to join our conversation on Zoom today, go to bit.ly/the Connect Show to join us and get your questions answered by our experts we have on today.
And today we have 2 wonderful guests. Melissa Blair from Cultivating Sales is here, and she's going to be talking about ripping the duct tape off of all of those apps that we're trying to paste together and making our life a little bit simpler. And then we're going to dive into conversation on marketing with Michael Feiger, who is, I mean, this guy's like the Swiss Army knife of marketing. He has every tool in the kit, and so this is going to be fantastic. I'm looking forward to it.
And then coming up next week, we have an exciting new show with Brian Fleming, who does a lot with financial stuff, because February is our month about all financial stuff. And Andrea Scott Brown, who also does a lot of stuff with financial stuff. So we're all going to learn about how to manage our money next month. It's going to be great.
I love what Andrea Scott Brown does with the mindset around money, and the things that she talks about really help me kind of reshape my thinking. And I think a lot of our ability to make money or be rich is related to the mindset around that. So
Might I interrupt? You guys still have music playing. Never mind. It just stopped. You have had music. Nope, it's still going. It's still going. It just stopped because I was talking. So.
Okay, let's do this. We're gonna have Tracy.
It's like elevator music from Otis.
Great. Tracy, tell us about your opinion on CRMs for business.
I love them and I hate them all at the same time. That's my opinion on that. I've tried many CRMs, multiple for years, different ones. I have tried them and gotten rid of them. So I have a nice big Excel sheet of all the CRM information that I've imported and exported about 1 million times, but there it sits in Excel. And I just have not found a system that I like yet.
It's hard to find a system because they are complicated, I found, and it seems like there's a lot of training, a big time investment and a big money investment. What's your opinion? Do you think if you had a better system that you could follow up on leads better and it would pay for itself?
I want a system that I can create.
Yeah.
So it does all the stuff that I want it to do when I want it to do it. And like, if I think it, I just want to be able to do it. That would be amazing.
So some type of like directly connected to your brain, so you don't even have to do it. I love that idea.
Yeah.
I
Now
think
you're
somebody's
talking.
onto something. We'll talk to the owner of Bash, and maybe he can make something like that if he hasn't already. Yeah, my CRM is I use Zoho right now, and when I say I use Zoho, it means that I signed up for the Zoho One subscription about 3 months ago, and I put everything in there. And then about a month and a half ago, I stopped using it and went back to just writing notes in Evernote.
Yep.
And yeah, I could definitely use some help. So I think we have the right.
I don't know if it's so much the CRM as it is the creating the habit to use the CRM.
Maybe we need a mindset coach on CRM usage. I think there's an open market if anyone's looking for what can you be a coach of.
So people are saying that they cannot hear you on your mic very well.
Really?
You need to turn yourself up.
Really? I just turned myself down because I thought I was so loud. But you know what we'll do is we'll bring it back to Tracy because she's going to tell you about something.
All right, well, I'm going to tell you guys that you should put your contact information in the chat because I see a lot of great feedback from everybody about telling us what they can hear and what they can see and stuff, which is good because we don't know all these things over here. But if you could put your contact information in the chat, that would be great. So then people can connect with each other. And don't forget your LinkedIn profile also in the chat, because that is a great way for people to just click and go and become friends with you.
So the studio's a little dusty after not being here for a while, and everything's just a little bit, needs a little tweaking. So this is a group project. Thanks everybody for helping and making it, you know, your experience fantastic, because that's what we're all about.
I think it's been almost 2 months.
It has been.
That we've done a show in here together.
Yeah. I had to like find the microphones and stuff, so it was pretty crazy. That's not true. So great minds discuss ideas, average minds discuss events, and small minds discuss people. I've heard that said in a different way, and I'm going to put that up on the screen real quick. Okay, nope, not going to put it up on the screen. Great, but the quote is from Eleanor Roosevelt, and I've heard it phrased the other way. Small minds discuss people, the average mind discuss events, and the great minds discuss ideas. And I've always loved that quote because it really, it's kind of a reflection of what's going on in society. You can kind of see where the small minds have the gossip shows, and then there's other content that is talking about ideas and growth and development and all those wonderful things. So I really love that quote, and I think we're going to get some great feedback when we talk about that with our guests today.
Mm-hmm. Aw, vitamins for the soul.
There we go. So in Vitamins for the Soul, what do you think when we talk about cultivating your own greatness?
Well, what I've recently been learning about is that I don't know which camera to look at.
Try number one.
Okay. So what I've recently been learning a lot about is that you really kind of need to have a goal for your life. Like a big, giant goal for your life, and go towards that goal. Because if you don't have that giant goal in life, you're just bouncing around all over the place thinking that you're trying to accomplish things, but you're really not accomplishing anything because you don't really know what your goal is. but it's kind of overwhelming to think about a huge one goal in life. So I think if you can't get to that point, I think trying to do a lot of different kind of learning about how to get to that point is something you should definitely spend some time doing. And then that's how you can cultivate your own greatness, because without it, maybe you're going towards a goal, but you just haven't figured out what that goal is. But you think like you're doing it, but you don't actually know it on the surface. Does that make sense?
Yeah. I think having a destination makes it a lot easier to kind of plan out the journey. And I definitely agree. I love when last week when we did Fusion, David Goodall said, when skiers go powder skiing through the woods, what they're looking for is they're looking for the path through the woods and not at the trees. And when he said that, it was just a light bulb, because I'm the guy who crashes into trees a lot. You know, and then next Chris Rivera talked, and he talked about make sure that you feel worthy of the goals that you're setting. And you know, I for me, if I were to say I want a goal of making $10 million, do I feel that I'm worthy of making $10 million? That would be a different question, and that would be a tough thing to get through. And so when he said that, those two things really resonated with me last week, and I was really happy that they shared.
Yeah, we have some comments in the chat. Joanna says, a goal without a plan is just a wish. And then Van says, you become what you think about the most. And Bill just wrote, goals are subjective to your purpose, your assignment in life. So, gosh, you guys are giving me goosebumps out there.
Right?
That's all good stuff.
That was some knowledge nuggets.
Yeah.
I love it.
We're getting some good vitamins for the soul right now, I'm telling you.
Yep. This is good stuff. So, with that, you know what I think we should do is we should jump into a commercial and then see if we can bring in our first guest while we're doing that. And I'm going to find the commercial, and this will be our final farewell to Serendipity commercial, because Serendipity is now something new.
I forget the name of it too.
I don't know either, but whatever.
You'll have to make a new commercial.
This will inspire me. So I feel like I have audio on this. Nope. I literally can't see. Everyone can hear me too. Is this even playing? Nope, not even playing. There we go.
I don't even see it.
Oh, it's not even playing. Oh my goodness, we have troubles today. Yeah, that was planned, people. We're making a blooper reel today. You're up.
Am I sitting over there?
Right here. So, thank you so much for your patience today. We're having a lot of fun. It's like the first day in the new studio, right?
I think you should go over there.
Huh?
Did you think you should be on that camera?
Well, yeah, we are on this camera right now.
Okay.
But what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna play the lab commercial again, just to cover up when Melissa walks in, because Melissa's gonna be here in just 1 second. So what's great about your day, Tracy?
I'm here, I'm doing this. I've got a whole list of things I have to get done today, and I'm gonna get them all done.
I love it, I love it, I love it. So we are going to quick play that commercial again because it's the last time, and we love it.
Hurry, hurry, hurry.
You'll go right here. So welcome back, everyone. Melissa Blair is a sales and marketing mentor, serial entrepreneur, and all-out certified coach, or certified tech geek, dedicated to help you launch your gifts and brilliance to the world.
Working with cultivating sales, you eliminate frustrating tech headaches that waste your precious time and energy. You ditch the patchy web of software programs, duct taping your business together. And welcome Melissa. She's going to tell us all about her cultivating
Sales.
Yeah, so what is the biggest challenge that small business owners face when they're trying to use all these softwares? I know we talk about it every week. We have all kinds of challenges with it.
Yeah. We love technology, and yet it's still challenging, even when you love it. And for most small business owners, they need to be doing the business owner stuff. They need to be meeting with people and doing whatever it is that their gift is, and not necessarily messing around with software. And yet today, in today's world, you really can't build and grow scale a company without using some sort of software program. So the obstacle I always ran into with working with clients is I'd say you have to buy ClickFunnels, you have to buy Kajabi, and you have to buy Calendly, and you have to buy Pipedrive and all these different things. And it just seemed ridiculous. And I started working with a group of developers about 3.5 years ago. And they said, that's what we're building. We're building everything that's going to be under one roof. So we take their code, their software, and then customize it for our niche, which is coaches and consultants. And the biggest obstacle we see is they've got all the skills, they've got the talent, they've got the knowledge, they're willing to get out there, and yet the technology is the one thing that really just gets in their way.
It can be so time consuming to figure it out. I spend a lot of my day just figuring it out.
Yeah, and that's not where you really want to be spending your time.
Well, except for the fact that I'm doing it somewhat for clients.
Yes, you are.
So it's a little bit of a different situation, but I do benefit it from learning it from myself.
Yeah.
But ultimately, it would be cool. I was just saying a little while ago to have something that was just do everything I want.
Yeah.
So with that, Tracy.
So Melissa, can you tell us a little bit about your software that does everything that we want to do?
Yeah. Really, sales and marketing used to be silos. Now they really need to come together and intersect. And so we go from lead generation all the way through to thank you for the order. And now how are we going to onboard you in a systematic, automated way as well? So it's just all the way through the sales process, and so much of what we do, and I didn't expect this going into it because we sell software, but so much of what we do is helping coaches figure out, who is their ideal client? What is their big offer? What is their sales process? How do they go from nice to meet you to thank you for the orders? So I was surprised at how much additional training goes into it, because our big line is you can't automate what you haven't figured out yet. So if you haven't figured out how to make money with what you're doing, then that's a different thing. We don't want to talk software at that point. That needs to be figured out first. And then you look into how do you take everything you do and everything you know and find a way to automate it. And it's got to be a collaboration. It can't just be us and it can't just be you. It's kind of got to be both.
And our next question was, when is the right time? And you touched on that a little bit. So when a small business owner first starts being a coach, a lot of times they run to the shiny object and they say, oh, you know what I'm going to do is I'm going to make a ClickFunnels.
Yep.
And then I'm going to make a course, and then I'm going to make a webinar, and then I'm going to be pulling in like $952,000 a month, like Amy Porterfield.
I was just listening to Amy on the way in.
Right?
Yeah.
And that's how it works. You just pretty much, if you have the ClickFunnels and the webinars, it's like, that's your ATM right there.
Yeah.
But the reality is it doesn't work that way. So you talk a little bit about understanding your product and what you have to sell. So what would be kind of maybe there's 3 marks, like the beginning, middle, and then scaling. So what would those three look like?
Great question. The one thing we saw working with people over and over again is they jumped right into what we call assemble. And that's you buy the software and you start putting it all together. And when it doesn't work, when they finally just go, oh, this just isn't what I thought it was it's not the software's fault. It's that they weren't ready to automate yet. So our 3 steps is plan, assemble, execute. You got to go back to that planning stage. And that's not as sexy as building stuff. It's just a core thing. And so the 3 stages we have is plan, assemble, execute, but then we have 3 steps for every stage. So step 1 in plan is, who is your ideal client? What problem do you solve for that ideal client? And where do they hang out? And the reason we need to know where we hang out is when we get to step 7. And that's when we talk about how to fill your funnels. But it sounds so simple, who and what, but it's hard. Figuring out that who and that what you do, what transformation do you offer to those people? It takes a while to figure that out. So what we've determined is don't buy software until you've figured out 1 and 2. Who, what, where, and then what's your offer? And we encourage people to start with their high ticket offer because it's just as much work to automate your low ticket offer as it is your high ticket offer. So you might as well start high and make some money. And then stage 2 is assemble. And we talk about 3 types of funnels. And you guys have read Russell Brunson's books. And I mean, he's an amazing trainer, amazing marketer. But they have like 5 billion different types of funnels you can build. And you can, and you might as time goes on. But to start, you really only need 3. You need the lead magnet funnel to get somebody into your world. You need a webinar funnel, because that's one to many. And then you need your appointment funnel, because in our world, in the coaching consulting world, we all use that discovery session process where you want to meet and you want to find out if we're the right fit together. And so that appointment funnel fills your calendar with those. And then the stage 3 is the execute. And that's where we fill the funnels. And there's a billion ways to fill your funnels. You could be on Clubhouse and LinkedIn and speaking and books. And I mean, there's just so many ways that we talk about where do your ideal clients hang out, step 1, and where are you comfortable? Like when Clubhouse hit and it went crazy, I jumped on and I jumped off. It was just not my thing. Not my thing. Were my ideal clients there? Absolutely. It just wasn't working for me. And then step 8 is have those sales conversations. And then step 9 is nurture. And we look at 2 ways you have to nurture. 1, you have to nurture those people that were interested but not ready to buy yet, because timing is critical. But you want to be there when they are ready to buy, which means you have to nurture them over a long period of time. And then the second nurture is you got a new client. How are you going to onboard them effectively? Because we want to keep them. And then how do you nurture them over a period of time? So nurture to us means phone calls, texting, voicemails, direct mail. We build like a series of for a year of these little warm touches. And we want to take automation. ABB is just down the road. I used to work with ABB and in factory automation and robotics. You give the robots the boring, mundane work so that you can take those people that were doing it, which is high turnover usually, and then train them and up level them. Same thing here. You take those employees you have or you're thinking about getting, you get them doing money-making activities that you let the software do the boring, mundane kinds of things. But we want to make it warm and nurturing, not cold and robotic. Which is...
So that would, the follow-up I'd have for that is about the return on investment.
Yeah.
So, I always, who is that, Roy Varden?
Yeah.
Rory Varden, there we go.
Rory Varden.
And he says that when you automate, it's like compound interest for your time.
Ooh,
Isn't that beautiful?
She's
Yeah.
stealing that
I'm
one.
stealing that one.
Right?
She's gonna
Yeah.
take that and run. But that is exactly what it is, though.
It
It
is.
Yeah.
It is. And you don't always feel like the work you're doing is going to get there, but the minute you get that set up and automated, like I think a lot of people are comfortable with the calendar. You know, once you automate your calendar, you're like, oh, this is amazing.
Mhm,
Because now, you know, my calendar's full every day.
mhm.
And hopefully I've pre-qualified and made sure that I'm speaking the right language, going to the right places, and attracting those ideal clients. And then, you know, meeting with them, find out we're just as picky about who we take on as they are about what software they use. So it's very much a collaboration and a chance to make sure that we're right for each other.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And I do know that your software is pretty cool where it combines like website stuff, marketing, like the whole process is in there.
Everything.
Like
yes.
you just set that all up and you just, okay, and now I can go focus on talking to all the people while this is doing all this other stuff.
Exactly. And it's funny because right now, after 3.5 years, we're up leveling our automation. So we're going through what our clients are going through. We work every day, right? We're busy all day long, every day. And now all of a sudden, we need to find the time to work on our system.
Mm-hmm.
And it puts us back into that going back to zero stage where, you know, you got it. And then all of a sudden, oh, this is uncomfortable. This is all new. We're changing our onboarding. We're changing everything with what we've learned over time.
And then you're applying, and then you can take those things that you're learning for your own business and apply it to the software because you know that if it's benefiting you, it's going to benefit them.
It's so self-serving because
Yeah.
that is, and I say it all the time, and I know a lot of people say this, but if I can do this, anybody can do this. I was only good at, in these first few years, I was great at getting people booked. And I've been meeting, you know, 5 to 7 appointments a day, meeting with people. That part I was good at. Then I looked at, in the software, you can measure your sales pipeline and where people are in the stages. And in my nurture stage, where people were interested, they just weren't ready to buy yet, I had over $200,000 of potential clients there. And I wasn't doing anything. I didn't have a nurture program set up. So when I looked at that number, I thought, well, gee, I can hire a copywriter and have them build that for me and, you know, interview me and do all that. So now we have that in place. And I think it's a good example of how you start building where you need to build first. For some people, it's courses. The minute they get into our system, they're building out courses. They want those courses going. Maybe they need a new website, so they build in there. And we're going to, within the next few weeks, we're going to be launching the fact that we now have the ability to bring WordPress in and do WordPress websites and hosting right in here. We also have a simple website builder for those that don't need WordPress. We've got the funnel builder. We've got the scheduling. We've got the pipeline management. We've got reputation management. I've got one client that dropped. He was paying $400 a month just for reputation management, which is asking for and getting those 5-star reviews and monitoring them and everything. And that's all included in here. And then we're really excited to see that starting next month, we're also going to be able to do social media posting from in here. So
That's
it's
big.
just, it just keeps growing. It's just awesome.
So now all those different options that you have available, is it like you buy the package and includes all those options? Are there different tiers, or
Yeah.
give them a little taste of what that
Yeah,
looks like?
that has been a source of frustration. I believe in giving them everything. Because whenever I would interview somebody, because they'd say, well, I don't need all of it yet. Well, great. What do you need? Do you need the funnel built? Well, yeah, I need the funnel built. Do you need the automation? Oh, yeah, I need the automation. Do you need the schedule? Oh, yeah, I need the scheduling. So then we just said, okay, everything is included. Will you use it right away? No. You're going to use what you need first, but they're all intertwined. So even if you build a course, you need the automation because that's going to send out each weekly, you know, thing to log in and do. The funnels, I mean, you guys know funnels are huge.
Right.
And it's important to have a website, but a funnel drives people to take one action. And if we aren't, I mean, we are so inundated with messaging and options and everything that you really need to make it simple. And so if they go to your website, they get distracted, they move on, they go somewhere else. But with a funnel, if they're your ideal client and you've spoken to them correctly, then they're going to convert and join your universe.
Yes. Yes.
I've been on the receiving end of your software, and it flows very well.
Thank you. We have a lot of people in common. Yeah.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
I like this because what I've been thinking of lately, we're going into financial for our next month. And for me, when I think of financial, it's not just dollars, it's time.
Oh, yeah.
And so I spend on Sunday, I do my books and I do my calendar, and I consider them the same thing. And how can I budget those to be the most effective? Because money's actually easier to make than time. So what you're offering is really that solution to get more time out of your day.
It really is. The other thing that we've found is the sooner our clients can let go of the software, meaning tinkering in it, the better. Because you need to have somebody on your team that can do that we call them builders. You need builders. And for example, Susie Moon, who I adore, I think everybody adores. Susie works with a lot of our clients, and therefore they're able to stay out of the software, tell Susie what they want, and Susie makes it miraculously happen. And so we really learned over time that a bad builder is both bad for the client and for us, and because they don't understand it. And so we started, actually this was a Pat Miller idea slam thing, and it was coming up with a certification program for our builders. So we have a 3-part certification, silver, gold, and diamond, and they have to pass all 3 to be considered a certified builder, because it's not enough to just know how to do it. It's important to be able to pull from the client what they want done, and then suggest things that'll make sense along the way. And for a certified builder, they understand the software so well that they can, in their brain, say, okay, here's what they're asking for, and I know how to make that all
they're already
happen.
planned it out.
Exactly. Like you can see the wheels turning.
Yeah. Well, that's great. I know I've dabbled in your software once before. I might have to revisit once you put in your new WordPress and your social media stuff.
Yeah.
That has me intrigued.
Those things are, we're really excited about that. I've always been a WordPress girl. I always say I grew up on WordPress. So I'm excited to get that back in there, because our simple builders like a Wix or a Weebly, it's doable. And if you don't have a website at all, we encourage building just a 1-page website to get started, and then focus on funnels. Get people in your system, get appointments booked, whatever it is that they need.
Yeah, and even if they've got a website already, it's great for the landing pages for all their events and their courses, and so it doesn't need, like, if you're thinking like you don't, like, I've already got a website, I don't need something like that. You can still totally use this software.
You do, because we talked about webinar or online event of some sort. That's where we get a good portion of our clients. And so what's nice, you talk about time, we have the template that we've made, and then we have the workflows, which is the automation. So what happens when somebody registers and all that kind of stuff. And then we just clone it, and we go in and we change the dates, change the times, change the speaker, and everything is, so in a matter of 15, 20 minutes, you're launched again. Because once you've done it, you just do it over and over again. We call it quick, repeatable, easy wins, cruise. It's a new thing we've come up with.
And I just have one more quick question. You offer the service to do these things for them also.
Yes.
Like you can build these pages and build out all this stuff for them, or they could do it themselves.
Yeah, DIY or done with you. But we do not do done for you, because it has to be collaborative. It just does. Plus when you build out all the automation, if we did it all for them, we would say, okay, it's all done. And they'd go in there and go, what do I do?
Right, right.
Mhm.
What do I push? What do I make happen? So we want it to be a collaborative thing.
Awesome.
I love it. So do you have an offer that you'd love to share?
I do.
Okay. Tell us about it.
I would not be a good marketer if I didn't
Right.
have an offer of some sort. So one of the things that we've found, and I told you about this earlier, if you don't have a nurture system, you're leaving all that money. You're just walking away from it.
Mhm.
And because chances are when they're ready to buy, somebody else is in front of them at that time. So what I did was I made an offer to get our workbook. We call it a planner, but it's an actual workbook where you go through and you build out a 12-month automated email sequence in this part. Everybody knows email. Our system also does a lot of other stuff, but at least start with email if nothing else. So if they want to get it, all they have to do, and this is an example, I love using this technique because this is an example of how our software works. If you want a copy of our planner, text the word planner, just the word planner, to 262-261-0345. So it's just the word planner to 262-261-0345. And then you'll experience the automation. So I'm sitting here in Wauwatosa. I've got errands to run after this, and I don't have to do anything. The software is going to take care of all this for me. And that's automation in action.
Oh, she's already
Right.
showing you guys how it works already.
I know we're gonna need to get one of these, aren't we?
Yeah,
I
and if
think
I had
we
my
are.
phone, I would start seeing binging right now because what I like is I get a text every time somebody does this. And
You're
so
just
then
like, oh yes, they love me. Oh,
it
yes,
feels
they love me. They
wonderful.
love
It's
me.
like bing,
They
bing,
love it.
bing,
They love it.
bing.
They love it. It's like a sense of confidence just keeps
I know.
rising.
I need that in my life. I would walk taller, and I think I would be taller. I play in the NBA. Who knows?
Let me tell you, it doesn't work.
Okay. All right.
I'm still short. And I have these tall kids. My son's 6'5". It's his birthday today. Happy birthday, Austin. And my oldest daughter is 6 foot, and then the youngest is 5'7". So but still mom's the shortest.
Well, thank you so much for joining us today. I mean, I'm inspired. I really am.
Yeah, it is a nice piece of software. I have looked into it. So I encourage you all to look into it and see if it might fit for you.
Yeah, just go to cultivatingsales.com. Our big tagline is ditch the duct tape. Get rid of duct taping together a bunch of stuff that doesn't talk to each other, and it just makes I have this vision of my ideal client where she's just pulling her hair out because it is that frustrating. Yeah, I had somebody crying the other day because they were just so frustrated.
Oh my.
Oh, geez.
That's a lot of frustration.
It can get you though. There's a lot of stuff out there.
I've cried.
Yep. So with that, let's go. Let's turn it over to Kim because we have a networking report coming up.
Here she is.
Well, hello, everybody. So today I'm going to talk about some networking that you guys may already be familiar with, but we're really trying to reinforce the information on this networking. Tracy, some of you guys may know, some of you don't. I work with her with Small Business Milwaukee, and we do a ton of networking events, but we have a favorite. Everyone's our favorite. But what really drives a lot of great success to some local businesses is our think tanks. And we host these every Monday night at 6 p.m. Central and every Thursday afternoon at 2 p.m. Central. And they're kind of a mastermind of sorts. We start off with a topic, and the topic sometimes completely stays on trend, and sometimes it develops into what the attendees actually need that day. So we go there with a mindset of we're going to talk about one thing, but the attendees might need something totally different. And we're okay straying a little, unless it's like not gets completely not business related at all, though we might have to reel it in. But we really, really enjoy those. And what we're looking to do is kind of boost our attendance for those. We have a great core crowd that always shows up, and it's wonderful, but we're welcoming to everyone. You do not have to be in Wisconsin to attend it. These are all done on Zoom at 2 p.m. and 6 p.m. And then 2 p.m. on Thursdays and 6 p.m. on Mondays. And then twice a month, we take those and we turbocharge them. And so, what is normally an hour Zoom, we turn it into an hour and a half, and you come out with something, an idea to actually finish a process, a project. One of the things that like Tracy will use as an example is you want to learn how to write a book. Let's talk about the steps to get the book. You're not going to leave it finishing that book, but kind of knowing your proper process. So that is a really, really fun core networking event that I always attend and I almost never talk about. So I really wanted to talk about that today. I will link everything in the chat. And of course, on Fridays, now we have the Epic Networking event, which is also on Zoom at 10 a.m. Central. And that's kind of turning into a mastermind too. So everybody gets a voice on these events. This isn't we talk at you. You get the opportunity to speak. We get to know you. It's not all about your pitch and who you're going to sell to. You really are building relationships. And that is key to networking for me. It's all about building relationships. It's not about getting an instant sale because it's probably not going to happen. If you have any questions, definitely let me know. I'll link all of this in the chat. And don't forget, if you have networking groups of your own that you run or that you really attend, we have a free calendar on theconnectshow.com. I will link that. And Mitch is in here today. We do an awesome networking event with him on Small Business Milwaukee too. So hang out with us for a good time. That's all I got for you today.
Thanks, Kim.
Thanks, Kim. So, you ready for this?
I was just reading that. Yep.
All right, rock on.
I'm ready for the Devil Dog.
Do it.
Devil Dog is a professional visualist. Moreover, Michael is a results-oriented, I can never say that word right, and highly self-motivated individual with over 15 years of experience and an eye for design and development.
And as the owner of Devil Dog Marketplace and a veteran of the United States Marine Corps, his goal is to make it affordable and simple for both veterans and non-veterans to gain access to USA quality. And let's see if our mics are on. Let's just do a quick check. There we go. Yeah, they are on. This is great and amazing customer service marketing solutions. His mission is to give your business the professional image it deserves at a fair price without sacrificing quality. And with that, we will welcome Mr. Michael
Hello,
Tiger.
thank you for such a great introduction. I don't think I could say it better than myself. That's really good.
That's our job.
Yes.
We labor over these for hours to make sure that we have an understanding of who you are and what you do.
Michael, so where are you coming from first? Where are you located at?
I'm in sunny Florida, which is now a little colder.
A little.
So we're West
What is a
Palm
little
Beach,
colder
Florida.
to you in Florida?
Well, it's probably around 56 now, so.
Yeah, that's Florida cold. South Florida cold.
Florida cold, yes.
Yeah.
So with Melissa, we talked all about the systems that people have in place, but it looks like you offer a lot with the stuff that has to do with the graphics and the branding, all the stuff that you have to put into that system. So can you tell us a little bit more about what you provide with your business?
Yes, I mean, I'm a designer first, right? And I originally owned a digital marketing agency, but I noticed that people were going to big box stores, they were going overseas, and they were coming back unhappy. It's, collaboration, what Melissa said is really important. If someone comes to me and says, design me my logo, well, that's not a good fit for me. I need to get inside their brain. So my system is to tap into the right side of their brain and pull out that left analytical part that they use every day. And so I make it easy for them to find what they need. And I say to them, I'm going to be 85% right if we work together. If you just want me to design it, I'm going to be 85% wrong.
That's a good, I love that collaboration. When you start putting numbers to it, it really drives home how important that collaboration is.
Every time I hear that word collaboration, I think of Kim now, because Kim has a hashtag that she uses, collaboration, not competition, for everything. And she brings it up in all of our conversations too. That collaboration is huge. Like, you've got to be on the same team with them.
I'm cutting
You
it
have your
because
own
it's
vision.
true, guys.
You have a vision of what you want. And so I need to find that out. And I have a system to do that. And it's fun, it's eye-opening, and it's an easy way to get what you want the way you want it.
So when it comes to your onboarding process, how unique are you compared to other graphic designers?
Well, because of my military experience, I use a very strategic approach to design or development. The first thing I do is find out, I meet with the client and I say that I try to find out if they're ready, willing, and able. If they are, I send them a kind of questionnaire. I want to tap into their brain without any pressure. I want them to be able to think. If someone sends back the questionnaire and they go, yes, no, I don't know, they're just shopping for price. I want to work with the willing. So I want them to be able to prepare it in a way that I can help them and they can help me. And then once they fill it out, we get on a Zoom call and I go over that questionnaire. And then I find out with my system what their visual is. And by the time the call's over, I'm ready to design.
I find that most challenges with graphic design are designers have an idea. They say, someone comes to them and they say, I want to have this built or this made. And the designer already has something in mind. And then they go and make it. And then all the time is spent on the back end of redoing it because they didn't listen in the first place. So I love your onboarding process because it's so important whether you're doing graphic design, web design, or video design. Like, we're all kind of in parallel universes here. The more time you can spend on the front end, identifying what that customer needs, getting their vision, really understanding, what that looks like, the better that you can serve them. So let's talk about how important brand is. So we work in a with corporations and stuff, and they'll send us a brand guide. So it's real easy. They'll give us the colors, the fonts. But for a lot of coaches and small business owners, micro businesses, they don't know what a brand guide is and how important that is for graphic design and identifying the colors and that consistency. So as a coach or a small business owner, how important is that consistent branding and colors and fonts?
It's very important. I run into people say, I want to start a business. And I go, great. What have you done so far? Well, I made a simple website and, I look at it and, it's a website, but it doesn't represent who they are. And so I always tell people, start off with your foundation. It doesn't have to be crazy expensive, okay? Start off with a good logo. And that logo needs to be the foundation of your website. So, color is important. If your clients are feminine, then let's gear it towards a feminine color. If you have both, then you have a combination. And there's a lot of complementary colors that work well together in logos. And it really speaks the visual of who and what you are. If you look at my background, I do Zoom backgrounds. And I think, people get on Zoom every day and they're showing their closet, they're showing their bed, they're showing the kids running around. Your first impression is your best impression. So if you're gonna market yourself, make sure that it starts at the beginning. a lot of us do Zoom calls. It's important to have that logo. It's important to have that, that Zoom background. And then when you can afford to do a website, it doesn't have to be expensive as long as it's functional and it moves your client from visiting to calling you. You want a call to action.
Mm-hmm. And one thing I was impressed by, we had a one-to-one call about a while ago, and you pulled up a tool that showed just how poorly my website was doing as far as SEO. And I think that is so important. Like, I don't think of a website because I'm in Zoom, and so I have a process for connecting with people. But man, that website, if I were to get 2 or 3 jobs a month just from people finding video production, that'd be worth it. Whatever I gotta, pay for that. So tell us a little bit about that SEO process that you do.
Yes. People build websites for their clients, but really it's about Google, right? You want Google to recognize you, to give you the authority so you can be ahead of your category, your competition. So if someone says, oh, you need SEO, you need to get seen, found, and heard. Well, show me. To say it is one thing, but to use the analytics, I take their website, I put it in a tool, and I show you what your authority is to Google, how many backlinks you have, who are your competitors, and where you're ranking. If you don't know, how can you fix it? So even if you're not ready at that point, at least you can establish, where do I need to begin? And that's a great tool for, getting started and getting leads.
Do you, so you have a whole list of services. Do you have a special offer that you'd like to share?
I do. Logo design is my bread and butter. And so what I do is, if someone sends me a referral and they buy, I do their logo for free. That's $199 value that I charge. Most people are charging 3 times that amount. And I just don't give them a logo. I give them an entire brand book, so they know what their fonts, their colors, and they get everything about their logo that they can use for their social media.
And I think we could use that so we get that orange right?
I think you're doing pretty good with the orange now. I think you're doing
Little
pretty good.
Little inside joke about our orange, but yes, we're nailing it now.
Yeah, it looks pretty good. It looks pretty good.
That's a great deal, $199.
It's almost like if you already have a logo and you're referring somebody to them,
if they already have a logo and they do a website, whatever you need from me that's equal to that value, I will do for you.
Oh,
and you got quite a list. You saw the list, right? What grabbed you on that list of things that he does?
I couldn't take it all in yet.
Yeah, it was a lot.
It was a lot to take in. He's got a lot of skills, guys.
You do too much. How can you do all that? Well, I've been doing this for over 15 years. And again, my core is design, but I do development. But occasionally people say, do you do this? Yes, I do. So I wind up adding it. So that all the things that you see I do is just clients that want me to do something for them.
And a lot of it is just so interrelated. Like one just leads to another, to another, to another. And before you know it, you have no choice but to learn. You end up learning all of it because it just all ties in together.
Yeah.
And, they come to me for, say, a simple logo, but then they get a feel of they like me and trust me and they want to work with me, and then they move on to other things. So they have a one-stop shop for their visual needs.
Yeah, I love. Michael and I met in Epic in Florida, and I know that you're doing great down there because I can see your work on when you open it up. There's 50 people on my Zoom call, and half of them have Michael's backgrounds on there. So you're doing great down there.
Thank you. Yes, no, it's really important for me to see my work and that people like it. When I leave, and that's part of the 85%, they created it. So of course they're going to like what they've done. You know?
Yeah.
Some of your color palettes I'm a little envious of. We'll have to talk about logo design. Maybe MKE Video needs a refresh.
Get a refresh, huh?
Yeah, I'm out of ideas. So thank you so much for joining us today, Michael. This was just refreshing, right?
And we do have a link for a page for him,
Yep.
and Kim will probably put that in the chat soon if she hasn't already. And then you guys can contact him if you want to check out what he all has to offer.
Absolutely.
And speaking of epic
hype, let's do a little bit of epic hype. Here we go. On Fridays at 10 a.m., you can join us for the Epic event. It's a networking event for Wisconsin. There's other Epic groups for South Florida and Raleigh-Durham, but if you're from the North, come and join us, and we'd love to see you.
I think that about wraps up our show today.
Yeah, join us on Zoom. Please like and subscribe. And that does it for today.
Next week, we're going to have Brian Fleming and Andrea, I forget her last name all of a sudden, but she's going to be on, Andrea Scott?
Scott Brown.
Andrea Scott Brown, talking about finances. So please join us next week for that. And thank you to everybody who's helping out. Thank you, Kim, for the networking report. Thank you to all your buttons.
Yeah, the buttons.
Sandra did our makeup today for us and the guests, which was great.
This is my favorite blue steel.
And thank you to our guests for coming on today and telling us all about what they do and small business successes that they've had. So it's a pretty inspiring day.
It was inspiring. I'm looking forward to doing some new stuff.
Awesome.
Great. Thank you very much, everybody.
See you guys next week.
How did I do?
You did great. Looks like they're a little stuck right now. They might have their microphones off. I think you did great.
You done good.
You did good. Yes.
Did my makeup.
I mean, soon maybe Jon and Tracy will have it in their budget to fly Sandra down there to do your makeup for the next one. I can't make promises, but it's a guess.
Yeah. Well, you know, everybody has a dream, and I always thought I had a face for radio, and so that's something that I'd love to do. It's radio.
You have a radio voice. Very Italian accent for South Florida, though.
Yeah, I'm originally from Brooklyn.
Okay, all right.
I knew it. You sounded like a New York Italian, and I looked at your look, and I thought to myself, I could type this guy as a negotiator on The Sopranos.
Yeah.
It's so funny. It really is. People say to me, "I got a guy," and that's my my introduction for people is, "I got a guy."
That's great. I think South Florida's greatest contributor of population is New York and New Jersey.
Yeah, I call it the sixth borough. There's 5 boroughs in New York, and the Florida's the sixth.
Okay.
Yep.
All right.
Yep, I agree.
Bye, all.
Bye, Bill.
Bye-bye.
Thank you, Michael. Thank you, Kim.
How's it going, Kim?
You're very welcome. It is.
I see you smiling and laughing, so I feel successful today.
Yeah.
With you on the Connect show.
Yeah. Bill has been sending me messages the whole damn time. So.
Oh.
But yeah. Yeah. So.
I haven't really said anything to anybody. I did talk to Debbie about your husband in the ER, and I just mentioned it to what's your name again?
Yep, that guy.
John, a little while ago, to give him a heads up.
Okay.
But otherwise, I haven't said anything.
I faked it. Okay. Someone told Bill.
I didn't tell Bill.
He asked me how my husband was.
Oh,
So.
I don't know how he figured that out.
Hopefully it wasn't too rude. I had 2 doctor calls during the show. So,
Oh, I didn't even
Oh,
notice.
yeah.
okay. Well, that's good. I kind of just did one of these and held my phone up. So
Mhm.
So how is your husband doing now?
he went to work. So he still has chest pain. I don't freaking know.
Did everything check out okay, or what happened with the
Well,
checkup?
so the emergency room basically says we're here to define that there's an emergency or not. You need to see a cardiologist. You're not dying right now, but there's
Okay.
something wrong.
Okay.
So I don't know, but I'm just like, so I didn't really sleep last night. I'm just,
Yeah.
I have
Mm.
had about all I can. I had
Yep.
a complete panic attack at the hospital when I went in yesterday
I bet.
because I was like, last time I walked in this room, I only brought one person out. And I went into complete hysteria. And of course, they had already rushed him back. But so I'm just sitting out. Yesterday, they opened the gates at Aurora and they're allowing visitors as of yesterday. So I got to stay
Mhm.
there the whole time.
Well,
So that
that's
was good. So
Yeah.
it wasn't like dropping into nowhere and you have no idea what's going on, you know,
Right. Right.
like with what happened with my parents.
Oh, shit.
So,
Yeah.
I apologize. We're still recording and broadcasting.
oh,